So welcome back to another long-awaited episode of Wikis of Mirkwood. It's been a while, and we're back for Michael's big event. Last year we had something in the region of 56 lists. I lost count when I was going through them. How many do we have this time, Michael?
I think 76, Connor. And hello,
76.
everyone.
So yeah, an extra 20 lists. So it's just myself and Michael, as he's just introduced himself as well there, to go through these tonight, because there's so many of them. We're going to try and keep it reasonably short. So the first ever quickfire list review, and we'll see how much we can actually stick to that. So it's Nirnaeth Arnoediad, something like that. 2024 GBHL 100 Northern Ireland SPG International System Open. It's at Belfast Harlequins, same place it was last year. For those that remember, for those that don't, you're in for a treat. It's a lovely venue. It's massive. The staff are class. If you've had a look at the event pack, you'll see the food and the drink options, all aptly named, and can testify to those being fantastic as well. I went through, I don't know how many steins by like the third game, and then the burger and chips just brought me right back. So there's a lot to be said for it. So yeah, it should be an absolutely excellent weekend. It was last time, and with more people, it's just going to be even better, I would say. A quick look through will just give you an idea of all the sort of stuff that we have. So there's a few things I just wanted to highlight quickly here. Robert Michael cannot attend this year, I don't think. But he has
Sadly, no.
things. Yeah, so that's a sad bit of news, but it's quite nice that he's been able to pop something in as a tribute for his lovely award.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, I know. I'm so glad he and his lovely partner.
Exactly. We've got this. I just wanted to quickly look at because it's a really good picture of them. These are some of the trophies that have been made by our good friend Nikki. And they're all going to be in for like best sports. So I think it's a really good idea having multiple best sports, because there's often so many times you get more than one good game. So it'll be nice to see quite a few of those dished out. I really want that Berserker or that Troll. The others.
I'm sorry, Connor. I'm interested to see. Not that I'm encouraging people to be any different to what they are, if albeit they want to make a bit more of an effort to be nice to people. But as part of me is interested to see what sort of lengths people will go to to get these awards.
They're so nice. That's
yeah.
the thing.
They are pretty cool. Yeah.
If you really want one, it might just be a thing like that. I mean, you're coming away from the event with something like, and what a great way to do it is just by being a legend and being acknowledged for such.
Yeah.
So, we'll bring up the event pack. It's a very well written one, as you always do, Michael. And just a few things to go through on this. So, again, all the location, ticket information, everything's here that should be. Summary sheets here. I've got all your standard sort of event stuff, your list, how they should be written, where they should go, what the composition is, stuff around painting, basing, proxies, and formatting, and then the scenarios. So this stuff's a bit more important. So 5 of the scenarios for the tournament will be selected by a random dice roll from an overall pool consisting of the following scenarios, and there will be no repeated scenarios. You should be able to see those on the screen in front of you. This tournament will also feature one fixed scenario to be decided which round that will be in. The tournament organizer, the lovely Michael Bradford himself, has created this, and we'll pop it in once we know. It will be Shoot the Messenger. If you kindly want to talk us through this briefly, Michael.
Yeah, it can do. I mean, just a quick word on the scenarios. Last year, I tried to tweak certain scenarios which would be generally perceived in a community as potentially problem scenarios. I didn't mind the changes. Funnily enough, some of them came up. I'm pretty sure Concert Champions came up last year and stuff, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this year I just got rid of them. So I think I've pretty much dropped a scenario, like one scenario from each pool near enough. Although I've got the full Fog of War Assassination Class by Moonlight pool in there. So I actually forget what scenarios I've dropped. But you've no heirlooms, you've no contest, you've no seize the prize, you've no storm the camp, no capture and control. And I think I'm trying to remember which other one I've dropped there, but yeah. So there's a pool of 12 scenarios, and for games 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6, that pool will be in operation. Game 3, day 1, last game on Saturday, will be this new scenario I'm trialing, called Shoot the Messenger. And basically, it came from well, when I can, I like to be creative, and I wanted to see if I could come up with more scenarios for the community to use if they sort of like them, because we had 12 for a long time, and then we got 6 more, but it's been a while since we've had them, and I think it'd be good personally, whether or not it's this scenario or others, to see like more scenarios injected into the general mix. Because I think it gets a bit stale. Personally, it is my feeling. I'm not saying I'm right, but that's how I feel about it. So this one I hoped to make a wee bit different too, and basically the objective of it is you nominate three messengers. Two of them are decoy messengers, which you specify. One of them is the actual messenger. Blanking on my own wording here. What did I call it?
Yeah,
Uh,
it's just here. So
Sorry, I've got decoy runners or designated messengers. So yeah, so you'll tell your opponent, look, here are my three messengers, but secretly you'll make a note that these two are decoy runners and this one's the designated messenger. And then the purpose is to try and keep them alive, but get your designated messenger to one of three command posts, of which you'll have nominated one of them as the command center. And that's how you get your points, whilst also stopping the enemy by killing their designated messengers and decoy runners. So I'm trying to inject aspects of like fog of war, sort of that even assassination, where you're making we notes, like secretive notes about what your objectives are and who you're protecting and all that, and mixing that with a movement scenario.
yeah,
And that's what I've tried to come up with for this. So yeah, I'm hoping it'll go down well. I mean, my dream would be that it's liked enough that it can be repeated. People want to take it away, play it elsewhere. Obviously, I'm not saying that has to happen. It's my goal, but ultimately we'll see how it goes. It's I think being received somewhat favorably in test games with people.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
definitely it has. Also, like the fact that it has to be a hero as well, and if you don't have enough, obviously just designating it, but just makes it a bit more interesting. Like it just gives a bit of a bluff game to one of the missions, which is pretty cool, I think.
Yeah. And it allows it to be scaled up and down at different levels. I mean, like, look, ultimately, certain scenarios work at don't work so well at smaller levels,
Yeah,
and others do. This one is probably more for the larger points levels, but
sure.
the whole reason you can go from heroes to units is to allow for where you're running a 600-point
Yeah,
army with two heroes, and you've got one hero and two units as your
yeah,
messengers.
yeah. Or you get someone like Nikki or someone who might just rock in with spiders and just have like loads of mini war bands, you
Oh,
know.
exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it looks really good. I'm looking forward to it. The Silmarils have made a return. They were very well received last time, I believe. Lovely prizes for them as well. There is a little FAQ here for the Silmarils if anyone needs to really have a look into it that didn't play it last year. Is there anything you really feel you need to add here that isn't really outlined?
Well, just to go back to Shoot the Messenger, I would encourage people to, like, you'll have a copy on the day, but do read it ahead of
Yeah,
time, get to grips with it, have a look at the specifics of deployment, because it's a wee bit different to other things. I think I have it that you can, on a 1, 2, 3, you start in the middle and then you can mite it or something,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to start further back, and then also the victory point conditions and how the game ends. It's a breaking game and so on. So just encourage people to get to grips with the specifics. As for the Silmarils, it's just there'll be three each game to grab. People who get the most get the awards. It's an extra wee thing you can do, and if
Yeah,
you're playing competitively, you can do it too. But also, it's there for people who are just there for the crack to have another thing to focus
yeah.
on and win awards for. So
Nothing's
yeah.
changed there. That's good. Yeah, tournament scoring and stuff's in here as well. Again, something always good to familiarize yourself with, but nothing's really changed too much from what I can see. Uh,
Sorry, no, the tournament scoring has changed from last year.
oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, last year used the 24 TP system. This year it's a major minor win system, where people are encouraged to go for scoring as many VPs as possible, because you will, if you lose, you can still get like a bonus point. So yes, it's got
it's the
it's worth a look at, but it basically encourages people to score as much as they can.
it's the bonus point I find interesting on it. Other than that, we've done quite a few. I think we've done a few major minor ones recently, so maybe that's what confuses me. Um, in like casually sort of ones, I'm pretty sure we did.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, the bonus points are a really good idea, I think. It's just
I hope so.
anything that encourages just playing more and not just sort of hiding in the corner is good. Player requirements, nothing really to look at there. Travel and accom, I'm sure if you need to know something about that, that's something you'll look into. So it's all there. Food, I did want to highlight this. I just think it's great. So just the looks like meat's back on the menu. It's a beef burger. We've got salted pork. We've got where's the meat. We've got portion of potatoes. We've got meal deal. Drinking a burger for 10 quid. Drinks menu, El Espresso Martini. It comes in pints and washed water tankard, Sharrow grog, and Dunedain draft. They're
So
just great.
I'm distressed to have to say that the menus will be changing somewhat, just
Fair.
with wee price updates and wee option updates. I think the food menu is pretty much going to stay the same, just with maybe a slight price increase on the burgers. But the drinks menu is changing. So I had some fun today trying to come up with some decent puns. Like you can get, instead of an Elf Espresso Martini, you'll be able to get a My Martini, which I don't know which one that'll be, passion fruit, and there's some other option. Then you've got and they call it a Stein. A Stein will be the Stein name instead of Dwarven Tankard. There's Collapse Rockshore, where you can get a wee deal on multiple bottles of Rockshore.
Fair.
Yeah, so I don't know, a
I
few
was
updates there.
gonna I was gonna say like as far as last year, from what I can remember, like 99% of people just got a burger and a stein. So I don't think any of the other ones will even matter so much. Um, but yeah, and then the schedule's in there as well, the prizes and all the notes and that, and then a picture of last year's ones. So looking forward to seeing the prizes this year, if they're in any way similar. So as you see, some of the ones that Nicky did already. But yeah, that's most of the pack. If you want to have a look more at that, it's available on the Facebook page. You just pop down here, the link's here, click that, and it'll bring you to the correct page. Swindle lists, the meatiness of it. 76 of these to go through. So as we say, if you're not talked about in detail, don't be offended. It just means that it's a list that's probably been seen a few times before, and if it's not particularly something to expand on, then we'll probably just jump past reasonably quickly on certain ones. So list
Yeah,
number one.
you put that very succinctly and kindly, Connor. I guess what I'd say is something I've introduced this year was the Mike Wilson Award. For it builds on the Robert Conroy Mycock Award for best theme. The Mike Wilson Award is like the favorite army award. So this is more for, people bringing something that's out of the ordinary that you wouldn't usually see, that's quite kind of crazy, that's just unique. So when we run through the list here, you'll see your usual sort of competitive list that we'd see around. Other people cover those sort of lists for other tournaments, even this one. So I guess what I'd love to touch on when we get to them is the unique sort of lists that I'm looking forward to calling out and seeing how people do with them and what people think of them. So yes, don't worry if you're not really talked about, if we just introduce you, what you're playing, and then move on. The list will be published shortly after this goes live for those who just want to look at the document in detail. But yeah.
It probably means you've just written a good list, to be honest. We don't talk about good
Yeah.
lists in this channel. So just take it as a compliment. So Aaron Dowling, the Blackgate Opens LL. So yeah, he's a 44 model list. Standard as you go, really, as far as the Blackgate Opens.
Yep.
Um,
Totally good mouth this hour on bunch of mornings. Good numbers. It's got good killing power. We'll see how it does.
yeah,
Welcome Aaron as well. I think this will be his
not
first of
someone
these such events. So yeah.
quite a few new names I've noticed when I was scrolling through. Speaking of, another new one that I'm not too sure I'm familiar with is Aaron Stewart Can, Rivendell Numenor Historical Alliance. It's just your Elendil Gilgalad Rivendell Numenor list. We know it very well. It's a handy list, and hopefully you don't half well with it. Do you know Aaron?
Yeah, no, Aaron's a lovely fella. Met him at the start of the year down in Cork. So he's one of the new Cork lads come onto the scene. Excellent guy, lovely to play. He's decided to rock up with the two big boys and a bunch of sort of high fight value troops. And
Popular
yeah.
list down south, that one. It seems a lot of the Republic
Mm.
lads do like a wee bit of Numenor. Alan Little, healing from Scotland. Return of the King LL. We all know what that does. Aragorn, King of the Gimli, and Legolas. He's brought all the heroes, which is cool. I like that.
Yeah, nice to see Gimli given some love, especially. I feel like he's often dumped on. But yeah, no, Return of the King making a bit of a comeback. I don't think it's the only one as well. So
Yeah, it was the first list I ever won any sort of event with, so it holds a special place in my heart.
yeah,
Um,
but great to have Alan coming across as
yeah,
well. I'm very
I
grateful to him
do.
for coming. So, yeah.
I do like Alan. He runs some his events are always great, like the names and everything for him, always great.
But fantastic events.
Yeah,
I'll name drop Last Alliance. I think is a particularly big one across
yeah,
the water, which I do hope to get to one day. But great prizes. He runs the Meg as well. I don't
yeah.
know
The
if you'd ever
Meg
want to
is
go
one of
across
the
to
yeah. I
that
think it's
one, but
hilarious. Yeah,
just yeah,
I love the
we
creativity.
honorific to
Yeah,
Jason Statham there.
yeah, brilliant. So Alex Bordas,
I'm gonna say Bordas, and I do
yeah.
apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrongly, Alex. But yep,
Vanquishers.
had the pleasure of meeting this guy in Scotland. He's a very good painter. And he's chosen to display that with one of the smallest armies you can run. So we'll see how that looks. He's obviously he's coming from abroad, so you have to forgive
I'm
people for
sure,
bringing
yeah.
small armies.
We
But
won't cast too much
yeah,
shame on him then for the Vanquishers in that case. A standard excuse.
he's not alone. I'm sad to say,
Uh,
he's one of
Never
four.
is.
But yeah,
Speaking of shame, Alexander Neves jumping in with Riders of Theoden this time.
what an introduction there.
Uh, what a lad, to be fair. I haven't seen Alex in a while. So yeah, it's your Theoden, your Eomer, Gamling, Elfhelm, Captain Rohan, Durnhelm. I think that's the lot in that one. So I'm not sure I've seen him run this list before, so I'm quite looking forward. I actually hope I play him, to be honest. It'll be a good game.
Yeah, I mean it's very hero heavy. I think he's taken after his icon Ivan Shane, who would probably run something similar, albeit who'd run it better. But yeah, no, Alex knows how to run an all hero army. This is close to that, and it makes a big impact. So
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll do well with it, especially if David Coleman's whispering a wee word in his ear every now and then.
Yeah, he's got the words of the wise. Andrew Cuthbert, not familiar with this one. He has brought an Angmar list. It's your classic sort of Witch King of Angmar. Deadmar Spectres, Wild Wargs, Angmar, Orc Warriors everywhere. A couple of Warg Riders. He's got the Tainted in with it, with a Cave Troll. Again, more Deadmar Spectres and some Barry Whites. So Angmar, they're always similar but different. You know what I mean?
Yes, and we are blessed by a bunch of Angmar at this year's tournament as well. Andrew's a lovely fella. Another one from Scotland. I think him and Alex are pals, and they're coming over for this,
So
which is great. So I played him last year in Clydewater. Had a lovely game. I think he was running Angmar then too. But yeah, you have a lovely game with him, so you will. And it's an interesting take on an Angmar
it
list.
is.
Full
It is.
powered Witch King. You got a Cave Troll Tainted, and some Morg Riders, and also yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of bows as well, which you don't
Yeah.
often see.
I've seen it ran every which way now, I think Angmar, but I've never had a problem playing against it. Like it's not a list I know it's a good list, but I never find it too offensive.
Hmm.
Ben, the other half of the Carlo contingent. I'm sure there's more of them, but there's only two that I always have in my head. The Dark Bars of Dol Guldur and Azog's Hunters and Azog's Legion. He's run this before, I'm pretty sure. It's just your Nazgul Dol Guldur, Fimbil, Yazneg, Gundabad Orc Captain, and Goblin Mercs. Interesting list, actually. Um,
Yeah, bit of a mix. I mean, Ben is, this is probably why this sort of list and the player that he is probably why he's the king of Carlo. I
yeah,
think almost indisputably.
yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing how he does with this one. It's definitely a very tactical list, and it's certainly got some killing power and good numbers. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Ben's been getting good as well recently. His
getting
plans
good.
get his plans. You know what I mean? Though, like he's. I think he's like he won an event recently and stuff. Like I think he's starting to get onto the leaderboards. He's doing a lot better than I
Oh,
do, anyway.
no,
Um,
it's very good.
yeah, and his painting's top notch as well. So,
Yeah,
uh,
but actually, sorry, just on that, both him and Alex, as well as improving their playing and certainly challenging for top spots, have really come on in their painting, and it's great to
yeah,
see.
it is.
Something I
It
wish I
is.
could do. Yeah.
Definitely adds a lot to the game when you can pop a painted army down. Uh,
Oh, nice one too.
from one Ben to another. So Ben Hanna, and from one Angmar to another. Um, it's a Witch King on Horse with a Crown, Gulliver's in there, some Barry Whites, Detmar Spectres. That's a bit more of the classic Angmar that Ben's gone with here, I would say.
It is, and I know he's looking forward to playing with Gully. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm sure he'll ruin some people's hopes and dreams, but hopefully have fun at the same time. But yeah, it's a very potent list.
Yeah, definitely. Good that he got a proper goalie as well. And from one Angmar to another again, so Billy O'Leary, another Witch King of Angmar, another gully, another Barrow White, heavy one with some Depthmarsh Spectres. Again, much the same, really, isn't it? So all comes down to the
Yeah,
pilot.
bit of extra hero. He's injected an Orc captain in there, so you got a bit of extra might
Yeah,
for Angmar, which can be useful. Um, Billy is another one of these new Corkians. Very nice fella. I back that up by saying that again, met him early this year, first tournament of the year. He ran Black Riders Legendary Legion,
right.
and he got most sporting at that tournament. So that
That
shows you
says a
what he
lot.
can
Yeah,
do.
that says a
Yeah,
lot.
I mean,
Yeah,
so he's done that. John Partridge at Battle of Clydewater last year won most sporting with Vanquishers, so it can be done.
can be done. Can be done.
But yes, he's now moved on to Angmar here, so yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
But yeah,
sounds like something Gareth Mansfield would do. Just like play
yeah,
something. And Angmar will captain him as well. Just reminds me of Gator. It's just so
it's
Gator
very
kind
Garroge.
of got a rival.
We'll
Yeah,
we'll miss Garroge this year. I wish he was there.
yeah, definitely. Bradley Moore, the legend, the man, the myth, the moment, riders of Théoden LL. So it's your typical Théoden, Elmer, Gambling, Derwine, Darnell, a bunch of 13 bows, 24 models. Bradley loves charging at shit and rolling dice. So this will be a thoroughly enjoying game for anyone that comes across him. I can guarantee that.
Yeah, no, he's a top fella. It's an interesting list for me because whilst he's got the punching power with those five heroes, no Elfhelm, I'm sure Dave Coleman would disapprove, but he's got like throwing spears on near enough everything.
Yeah.
And so you've got devastating charge potential right there on top of their usual potential, but he's also got a lot of Riders of Rohan. So he can skirmish if he's ever so minded, although he might, I don't know if he's got the patience to do that or if the scenario will allow, but yeah, we'll see how it goes.
He's from Belfast. He just loves throwing shit. I think that's what that is. Calvin Phillips, absolute scum. Look at this list. Mordor and the Serpent Horde Historical Alliance. Witch King with Shygrat. Well, Witch King with a bunch of Mernanins, some trackers. He's got Shilkers in there, more Mernanins, Myth of Sauron with more Mernanins, and Soladan. So he's a couple of Black Númenóreans away from hanging his head in shame.
Yeah, this is, I mean, I think across the water they're affectionately calling it Barn Door. I think it's a list that Dave Farmer made famous. And it's certainly very potent. I think you were telling me that Calvin dropped the Black Númenóreans to make it more not user friendly, but like opponent
A
friendly.
better experiences.
Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, when I was going through the
Commendable.
lists, I was noting down which lists I thought were interesting, and whilst this isn't particularly interesting to me, I put it as interesting because Calvin has sold his soul to run this list. It's like he has no soul anymore. So yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I'll see how he finds it, but hopefully he has a nice
yeah.
time.
I think he's very aware of it.
Oh, and I think it's painted quite nicely. It's got a wee
Oh, it's lovely.
Cirthungal sort of,
Yeah,
not Cirthungal, what Cirithithil paint
yeah.
scheme.
It's very nice,
Yeah.
nice and bright. Um, so Cameron
Oh,
Cochran,
sorry, Minnesithil, not
yeah,
Cirithithil. I'm getting all confused.
Cameron Cochran then Bjornings. So bunch of bears, well, two bears and a bunch of big hairy lads.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Uh,
Cameron is a known spooner. Again, coming over from Scotland. He, whilst is very, very adept at the game, he also loves to aim for the wooden spoon. So I'll see how he does it with the
nice one with
Bjornins.
Bjornings. I think that's actually going to be a bit of a feat if he manages that.
I
Uh,
do enjoy how it's Grim Bjorn as well, rather than Grim Bjorn. But
yeah.
I'm
The
going to put that down
grim,
to his
the grim,
mistake, not mine.
the grim Bjorn. Um, and on to Shay Henry. So I haven't seen Shay in a while either. Another person
Yeah,
who
it'd be good
has
to see
really
him.
rose through the ranks, bringing his very well known Minister and Fiefdoms list. Boromir, Denethor. He doesn't usually chuck Denethor in. It's more of a Dave Wade move.
Mm.
Madril and Forlong the Fat. So yeah, very classic sort of Minister and Fiefdoms, but switching it up with the leader this time. So interesting to see how he plays that, considering he's pretty good.
Yeah, been great to have Shea back. He's getting he's very adept with these lists, a very good player, but I think he's playing the same thing over and over, and
Hmm.
you really improve your skill when you do that.
Yeah.
And so yes, every right to challenge here.
Chris Gross, I'm going to hope.
Gross.
Gross, damn it.
Yeah.
Vanquishers of the Neck. I should know that. Football should really have taught me that. Vanquishers of the Necromancer Legendary Legion. So again, not much to say here, but I don't know Chris. Where's Chris hail from?
Chris is one of the guys over from England. He's part of the Seventh City team. He is one of the most lovely players and people you'll be privileged to meet in life.
Fantastic.
So it did make me laugh when he opted to go for this list because I was like, right, so you had a really good chance at favorite opponent. Now you're going to be challenged to get it, but sure, we'll see what he makes of it.
Yeah.
I mean, John Partridge did it, so I don't see why Chris can't. But yeah,
Again, it's the
he's
travel,
a good
isn't
lad.
it? It's like I just bring Ed so often because I can't be ours carrying an actual army, so I can fully respect it. On to absolute scum. Someone called Connor Glover. Never heard of him. And Connor Faulkner is who I am, so I have no idea who this bastard is. But
Oh, I know, yeah.
they brought the scouts. And it's very classic. Uggers, shitload of bows, Maher, Grishnak, Snaga, and a scout captain with big two-handed weapon.
And you
61
have a drum
tasted
in there as
models.
well, don't
I
you?
do have a drum in there,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a very classic scouts list. And I won't be playing it remotely tactically. I will just be charging straight up for a laugh. That's my plan.
Very good.
Unless the moment calls for it and someone actually really wants me to play them properly. But other than that, I'm fully out for the crack. Connor Kerr, from one Connor to another, the White Council and Lothlorien and Pauls of Thranduil. He always brings an interesting list, never fails.
Yep.
Roddy the Brine, Galadriel, Haldir's in there, a bunch of Galadriel warriors. Two guards of the Galadriel Court. Thrandy's in there with three Mirkwood elves. No, sorry, he's like 11 Mirkwood elves and with bows and with shields. Yeah, fair. He's never brought the same thing twice.
Yeah, he's a fantastic mind when it comes to creative lists. A quick note to the side note even here is that when people were submitting lists, some people submitted them quite creatively. Sean Sproul, for one, I hope he prints out what he submitted or sent to me because it was really nice. Unfortunately, when I am transposing such lists to this sort of list document, I tend to just take the bare bones. So some people had provided creative names with their lists, which I guess are all for theme. For example, Andrew Cuthbert with his Angmar, I think, was called the Scourge of Carn Doom. Potentially, it was either him or somebody
So
else. This one was called the Assault on Dog Order. I think it could be potentially, a legendary legion we see in future, perhaps if we're lucky. Maybe something similar to this. Who knows? So yeah, what I would encourage people to do is, if you were thinking creatively, be it for favorite army or for theme, please do print out, your list heading, anything you want to say about your list, just to present with your army when we're doing that sort of voting. And apologies, it's not been transposed here, but this was certainly one of the interesting ones. Yeah, I had my eye on because Connor's a very good player, but also it's some really nice synergies in here.
mhm. Yeah, I really, really like it. I've sort of because I've got both the armies sort of rocking at the minute. I've really jumped with the idea recently of mixing my calls with some Galadriel myself, and I've just got Ratty as well on the sleigh,
Very good.
and I've got the original one. So I was looking at something kind of similar to this myself recently, so it must just be thoughts of the corner there. But yeah, I really like it.
Yeah,
He's one person as well that can play well and still get lots of favorite opponent votes. So uh,
absolutely,
top lad.
absolutely.
Uh,
More support from Scotland. It's great to have. Great to say.
exactly. So there's a trio onto the Connor, probably the best of us. Connor Whitlet bringing the Thorns Company, the beautifully painted Thorns Company, and the only man with the iron gut to bring it. It's always a great experience playing Connor with this list, and he knows how to get the pints quickly. That's the thing. That's the thinking behind it.
He, yeah,
So
no, very very fond of Connor. His dwelling is spectacular. The way tattoos on his
yeah,
head are just brilliant. Just absolutely cracker detail in the painting. So yeah, you're in for a good paint job, a lovely game. Connor's into his fun, even his theme. It's Thorne's company. He's so good that he's playing 35 points down just to run all the dwarves together,
Yeah,
So
yeah. Just to
yeah,
level the playing field slightly for everybody else. So
yeah.
they
Maybe
always,
one day he'll look into ponies, just to fill some of those points out and get Bilbo and oh no, Bilbo's not in this bomber even.
yeah,
Just get him going a bit faster, but yeah.
yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. I think Connor actually won
He
favorite opponent
won.
last year, didn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah, he
Was it?
won. He won. He did indeed. He did indeed. So I'd say
Yeah,
he's in for a shout again
absolutely.
this year, bringing that
Oh,
again.
absolutely. I put nothing
Definitely.
past him.
Corn Vanderloo, Angmar again. So it's another Witch King and Gully one. Again with Barrow White's another work captain and some Denmark Spectres. So again, no, I won't dwell too much on the Angmar ones. I feel they're going to be a sort of bar their hero setup, and they're much the same, aren't they?
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities. Again, a wee injection of Warg Riders in here.
Yeah.
Corn, I think it's Cornet. I'm not sure. He has it. I'm not great at accents in Word documents, but it's there's an accent over the. He's from the Netherlands, so
Cool.
great to have him over. He's one of a contingent of 6, I think, coming. So yeah, really looking forward to meeting him. It'd be great to have him.
Netherlands took a trophy home last time, did they? Is that where
Oh, they
Kevin's
did.
from?
We'll, we'll
Yeah,
be
yeah.
we'll be coming to the man himself.
Yeah, Kevin, good lad. Daniel McKendry, so one of our newer players, top lad. He's bringing in his Isengard. It's a Lurtz with shield, a troll, a couple of berserkers, bunch of warriors, some shield, pikes, banners, warg rider. He's got Ugluk in there as well with a bunch of scouts, some more berserkers, and Vrasku with some dudes with crossbows, 41 models. Um, he's been rocking Isengard for a wee while now, so he'll be another person that will be in there for good favorite opponent matches. I think it's good crack.
I don't doubt it. I believe he's looking to have a lovely time. I hope he will. A few drinks. Great to see the Isengard troll feature. One
Yeah,
of the not the most popular of troll choices. So pretty cool that he's bringing one.
yeah, it's always good to see a big monster like that. And
Uh,
berserkers, they're just top crack no matter what. Is Niall coming this year?
we'll have to wait and see,
We'll have to
Connor.
wait and
Let's
see.
wait and
That's one
see.
that I can't remember.
Can't have an event
And Burmese,
without
yeah.
Niall, can you?
That's it. Darren McMillan, Bardur, the Dark Lord Sauron, a bunch of Black Numenorians, some Morgul Knights, a bunch of Orc Warriors. He's got an Orc Captain in there as well, some Trackers and some more Morgul Knights. I like Sauron list. He's actually done like normally it's just Sauron and a bunch of Orcs, so it's good to see some Morgul Knights and stuff chucked in there.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I have a feeling, and I don't want to do him a disservice, but see Cameron, who we mentioned already with the
Mm-hmm.
Bjornins, he's on a team called, I think they're Paints in a Four Up, which is actually their channel, streaming channel, perhaps.
Cool.
And I think Darren is one of a few of his teammates that are coming over from Scotland again. I think we've got like 13, 14 Scots maybe coming, which is
Unreal.
amazing support from there, and I hope we can return in kind. But just great to have a bit more crossover in our region between Scotland, Northern Ireland, Ireland. So
Yeah.
yeah, really looking forward to welcoming Darren and his pals. And yeah, I think he's the only Dark Lord Sauron at this tournament. So
Excellent. So the
see
one
how he
and
does.
only, the real Dark Lord.
Exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
Scots always make the pints better as well, don't they? So, um, another good man I haven't seen in a while, Dave Shearer. He's brought the Army of Dale. Excellent. It's starting to show up a wee bit more these days. I went from never seeing it and now I've seen it like a few times. So it's just Brand, King of Dale, some warriors, shields, spears, Escaroth bow, guys with shield and banner. He's got Bard in there, Prince of Dale with 12 knights, Captain of Dale with a bow and a bunch of lads, Captain of Dale with a bow and a bunch of lads. 53 models though, big model count. Again, I'm used to seeing Dave from lists on the lower model side. So good to see him rocking something a bit chunkier.
Yeah. It definitely is. When I saw Army of Dale first, I thought he was bringing the Legendary Legion with the dwarves
Mm-hmm.
and the Dale lads, but actually it's just the straightforward Dale one where I think it's like one of those Legendary Legions where it literally just got
It's the
the
if you
oh,
hit them, if you charge them, then they get the +1 to wound against you, and they're better at
yeah,
shooting as well, right?
That's what the Knights have, but the literal
Yeah.
special rule, the only special rule they got pretty
Is it
much
bows?
was the Sworn Protector. I think it was the
Oh, okay.
yeah. So this is like a, if he keeps his leader safe, a fearless Dale list, which actually, if you think about it, could be quite good against the
Yeah.
spree of Angmars we've got coming and so on. So
Yeah.
he could do well, but Dave is certainly a player who will give you an absolutely lovely game. He's an absolute gentleman. And actually, we've just reached a run of Daves here. So we've 8 more to go through. It's the inspiration behind the best Dave award
Brilliant.
at this
Uh,
year's event.
Excellent. So on to Dave 2, David Allen. Rivendell Numenor, second one I think we've seen now. This one is an Elrond and Glorfindel focused one with Eristor and Isildur. So a bit different. Good to have the same list show up, but completely different.
Yeah, fairly hero heavy. A bunch of Rivendell Knights attached as well. A few warriors to carry the can here and there. But yeah, I think David is another part of the Paints No Far Up contingent. Looking
Nice
forward to
one.
welcoming him over from Scotland. Yeah.
Cool. Um, if anyone does want to have a longer look at any of the lists, you can, of course, pause the screen because they should be on the screen. David Chambers. I haven't seen him in ages. Be good to see Dave Chambers again.
I know, yeah.
Minister and Fiefdoms. Leaders four along the fat. That's a nice one. Boromir, captain of the White Towers, in there with the banner and a horse. He's got Madril, he's got Huron, he's got a bunch of Rangers, he's got a bunch of Tin Cans, and a knight. A bunch of knights actually, and some fighting court as well. So is that the second Minister of Fiefdoms? Third we've seen?
It's certainly a popular choice amongst the list. I'm losing count already.
Yeah, I'd say so.
No, David's a dab hand, an old hand with this as well. He's played it a lot. He is a lovely game. I'm probably going to say that about most people. Dave in particular is. It just, yeah, it's so nice to have him back, and hopefully he'll enjoy himself.
It's a 10 fountain court. Boromir with 10 fountain court.
Yeah,
It could
yeah.
be a tough wall
Oh,
to
with
break.
axes, there you go. Dave's
Yeah.
gone extra competitive this year. No,
David
yeah.
Clubley, what a man.
Just see on David Chambers, there's just this unfortunate thing where whenever I get him in a photo, he looks like he's
Angry.
angry. But he is one of the most genial, lovely people you ever meet. It's so funny.
He
So
is.
yeah, looking forward to seeing if I can get any more such photos this year.
He beat me in a game in the weirdest circumstances once where I had him like I had his target as I think a Vraska or something was my target in Fog of War. And I had him pinned with both Thranduil and Toriel and trapped and everything, and he managed to win the fight, put a wound in Toriel and was enough to
Oh,
beat me. It's ridiculous. And that's the day that Thranduil just continued to win. Clubley brought, I think, Scouts last time. He's came in with another Minister of the Fiefdoms, but a bit of Rohan thrown in there as well. His leader is Faramir. He's got a bunch of tin cans with shields, some with shield and spear, and some rangers. He's got Huron with a bunch of tin cans with shield and spear, banner in there as well, and another ranger. He's got Forlong on his own and Darnhelm on his own, and then Thedred with a rider of Rohan and 5 royal guards.
yeah, no, great to have David back, and he's going for some heroes who can put in a bit of a wallop, backed by a durable sort of Minas Tirith list. Fittingly, he is the 4th Dave on the list. Dave
Yeah.
and the number 4 or 4th place often used to go hand in hand. He's been doing better recently, back to his own
uh,
self of Pokemon and stuff. But yeah, we
that
have the David Clubley Award for 4th place as ever, a staple of this event. So maybe
was
he'll award it this year.
literally like the first time I'd ever heard of anyone called David Clubley was via that award. I was like, so that was literally my whole introduction to David Clubley as person. David Coleman, the White Council and the Misty Mountains with Rohan and the Fellowship, the Cork Sip, good old tasty Cork Sip. Saruman on White Horse, Galadriel's in there, Gwahir, Elmer, Gamling, and Bozza on horse. Hero heavy sip. Right, just the way it
Yeah,
is.
sort of stuff I love. He's very adept with it. We had to have one person running such a list. If it wasn't Alex Neves aping them, it's the child bringing OG Cork soup. So
Yeah.
yeah, I have every expectation he could do very well. Played a very nice game at the same time. Lots of hitting power there.
Yeah.
A good mix.
Coleman does have the ability to also play well and give you a good game of it at the same time. So
Absolutely, yeah.
he's a good lad. David Feeney. So what's this? Number 6. David, number 6. I haven't seen David Feeney in a while. He's sticking with Moria. He knows it well now. It's a Durbers with the Bat Swarm, a drum, some Prowlers, Goblins with Spears and Shields, and all the lists. Sorry, all the warbands. He's got a Moria Goblin Captain there, some more Prowlers, 2 Cave Drakes, and 2 Black Shield Shamans. I don't know. I think he only had the 1 Cave Drake previously, maybe. I'm not sure. I've seen him run 2.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know if he's done the double Ds before, but it's a very unique list. He's got the 2 Cave Drakes, he's got 2 Black Shield Shaman, more Black Shield Shaman in this tournament than I've ever seen in a tournament previously, actually.
Little
We'll come on to them in
bastards.
due course, but yeah, but no, David is he's back with Moria. He knows how to run it well, and certainly quite an interesting list in terms of its makeup.
Yeah, absolutely great.
Good
David
to,
Murphy. What, sorry?
oh, good to have him back as well. It's been a
Oh,
wee
it
while
is.
since we've
It
seen him.
is. David Murphy, yeah. So Corsairs of Umbar, you terrible, terrible person. Yes, I think he's been one of the players for a while, to be fair. So I promised him he is one of the people that if I run into that I will give an actual game because we always just end up playing when I'm playing something stupid. So big Dalamir, 9 Corsairs with shields, some Corsairs with spears and shields. Dalgamar's in there with more Corsairs with spears and shields. Black Numidorian's in there with a banner. He's got the captain with a crossbow and 9 arrow blasters. A Black Nim with a warhorn, another Corsair captain with crossbow and another 9 arrow blasters. So it will definitely be able to shoot a few things off the table if it gets the rolls.
A lot of frightening firepower here between throwing weapons and those crossbows.
Yeah.
Anecdotally, or not anecdotally, in actual fact, Dave was the first person to submit a list back in
No smalls.
January
Probably
before
before you
tickets
even
had been
asked for them,
released,
I
I
would
think.
imagine. Yeah. That sounds about right.
He was confident he'd get a ticket and he absolutely knew what he was going to bring. So I'm hoping he'll be gunning for the best Dave award. He's every right to do to win it. So yeah, I think he was top Dave last year too. So
Yeah.
go Dave Murphy.
Yeah, brilliant. Good to see him running. He's something different, I suppose. I know he's been waiting
Oh, he's
around that for
great
a
for
while.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
something unique every time.
David Reid, legend and scholar himself. He's brought the serpent word and might take back that last statement there. Less Solid on the Serpent Lord. A bunch of Haradrims, Serpent Guard, Serpent Riders, Watcher of Karn is in there. 3 Merchant Guard. He's got Betrayer with a horse. Some more Haradrims with lovely poison weapons. 4 Serpent Guard, Serpent Rider, another Merchant Guard. And then just a Chieftain with bow, poison arrows. Again, just a bunch more Haradrim Warriors, more Serpent Guard, more Merchant Guard, and Raza, Fang of the Serpent, with much more of the same. I was going to say it's going to be a lot of models, so 55 models, a lot to kill there. It's actually not as bad as what I was expecting. He's went pure like serpent. It's nice.
Yep, great to have Dave over. He's one of the figureheads of the Scottish community, and I'm glad he gets to participate in this event too, because he runs the ever successful and wonderful Scar and Stirlingshire with Chris Murfitt, who unfortunately couldn't make it this year. Wish you all your best with your move, Chris. Dave Reed, I thought was having me on when he sent this list because he is known for running his dwarves
I
and
say
running
always
Nirnaeth
plays
extra.
dwarves. This
Yeah,
is this is what's
Kingdom of
got me
Moria, for
completely
example.
off guard. Yeah.
So I think he's bribed a couple of people to run Kingdom of Moria / Khazad-dûm in his absence. But he tells me he used to run the Serpent Horde a lot as well. So
It's cool.
yeah, we'll see who he shoots off the table.
Yeah, I actually really like pure serpent horde. I seen Soledad, I didn't read the top properly, and I was like, he's still Calvin. Yeah, lovely. David Wade, Minister and the Fiefdoms, knows this list very well. I haven't seen Wade in a while now. You get the same. He's got Boromir, Captain of the White Tower, bunch of tin cans with shields and a banner, 7 cards of the Fountain Court, 3 of shields. He's got Denethor as his leader, as per. A bunch more tin cans with shields. 8 Rangers are in there with spears, and Prince Imrahil with the typical men-at-arms, axemen, and clansmen. 49 models. He runs it well. He'll probably play. He says himself he's the master of draws usually with these sort of lists. So we'll see if he can edge on the winning side this time.
Yeah, no, this is the archetype sort of Dave Wade list. He's the last of our Daves, unfortunately, too.
Yeah.
at this event. But two big heroes, two big powerful heroes on horse with lances. So massive killing power.
Yeah,
Not going with the Boromir flag, but I absolutely trust Dave in terms
he
of his
never
choice of that.
does.
He
Yeah.
runs it this very well. Yeah. So
I
yeah,
mean, his
good to have
buzz in
that.
my experience has been an absolute wrecking house, so that's why he doesn't give it the flag, and I can see why when you play against him, but he does it the right way when he makes that choice, you know. You could screw it up, but he doesn't tend to. Uh, Dirk Jan Samson,
Yeah.
uh, Netherlands, I assume. Uh, Probably not.
Yes,
Who
yes,
knows? Yeah.
Netherlands, excellent fella. He's actually helped me. He had helped me. Sorry, I asked him to help create the tournament scoring spreadsheet, and he's done that. So if he comes out on top, you all know why that's happened. Not at all his ability on the playing
Subterfuge.
board.
Yeah.
It's yeah,
Yeah.
he's rigged the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
But yes, no, if, glad to have him coming over, and he's just bringing the sort of a Depths
Yeah.
Memorial Legends Legion there.
Yeah. Well known. Balrog, a couple of more Goblin captains, bunch of goblins, a drum, and a Black Shield shaman, two Black Shield shamans.
Yeah, two, yeah. Two seems the favorite number amongst the
Yeah.
list that are bringing them.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Um, Ed Ball, Vanquishers of the Necromancer. Ed's a good lad, but again, third, fourth Vanquishers of the Necromancer.
It's
I
the
know he
it's
plays it
it's three
well.
out of four, yeah.
Yeah, so no surprises. Nice and easy to pack away. I'm pretty sure he knows how to play it quite well. So
Oh, Ed excels, especially with the whole hero armies.
yeah,
He was here last year. I'm trying to remember what he ran last year, actually. Might have been Black
remember
Rider. Oh, I
myself.
think it was Black Riders. So
Was Black
he
Riders. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
yes, he switched allegiance to good this year, and he's every chance of doing very well with it.
Definitely. On to Ewan, great lad, bit more of a nice solid single army Isengard list. Don't see enough of these. 37 models, Saruman on horse, Dunling horseman, Isengard troll with a spear, some orc warriors, some Urukai with crossbows for them. Uglik's in there. He's got some berserkers in with him and a guy with a banner. He's got Vraski in there with some Urukai scouts with bows and some warriors with shields as well. So just pure Isengard nastiness. But
Yeah,
fun
a
list.
neat sort of collection of different Isengard units, and maybe for the first time in history, the second Isengard troll at a
Yeah,
tournament.
yeah,
Two in one tournament, that's huge. So,
yeah.
Ewan's a lovely game, and I'm sure he'll be having fun with this list between those horsemen and that troll, and
He's
yeah,
almost
just a
managed
bunch
to
of.
fit in like every
Okay.
single unit, like bar heroes and stuff. Like he's done really well there.
Just like to see some ferals from
Yeah,
somebody for once,
yeah,
but maybe next year, who knows?
brilliant. Finley standing fourth. Numenor and Lothlorien. Elendil's in there. He's got a captain. Well, Elendil with a bunch of warriors in Numenor. 16, 17 with banners, shields, spears, all the works. Captain of Numenor in there, and in Galadriel, she rocks in with a Wood Elf Sentinel. 7 Galadriel warriors, 3 Galadriel warriors with bows. 2 guards of the Galadriel court, 2 Galadriel knights with elbow and shield, and 3 Galadriel warriors with shield and spear. I've never seen anyone run a Galadriel Knight. I'm actually doing a list of Galadriel Knights in it at the minute, purely for that reason.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, yeah, Finley's a very good player. Again, another one of these lovely Scottish lads coming over, gracing the tournament. He's a newer player, and he's always competing on the top tables at the tournaments across the sea, and he's starting to go to more GBHL ones too to make a name for himself.
Yeah,
I think he's 12 this year, so he's a younger player too, but he's every right to do well with this, and I think having looked at the rules pack, he's gone right. Galadriel leader, there's no contest, and I'll get some Elendil hitting power alongside her. So yeah,
do you say he's
do well.
12?
Turning 12, yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
got a wee
he's a prodigy.
he's got a wee Mike Caddy in there as well, from what I can see. I'm assuming that's what the
Yeah, yeah, that's a Jakob Krockmo sort of move. Have a captain of Numenor, naked captain with might ability.
yeah, I've done something similar before. Theon, top lad, bringing in another Return to the King LL. Again, we have Aragorn, King of the Dead. He's got the Heralds this time and Legolas, so 2 Heralds and Legolas, and just a bunch of dead lads. He does have Gimli in there as well, so
Yes,
quite a lot of war
Gimli,
rocking in there.
Gimli getting some representation. Fionn excellent fella from Dublin coming up. I hope it's not insulting to say from Dublin. I think he's from Dublin way, but yes, he has gone for a small Return of the King Legendary Legion with a lot of heroes and notably 2 heralds.
Yeah,
So yeah, be a fun game and an interesting game because you don't often see those guys.
yeah, definitely. Um, Again, same list as someone else, but again, different enough. One of the reasons that this is a great game. Gareth Mansfield, man we mentioned earlier, the legend himself, the legend of Larne. Some say he jumps off bonfires with parachutes, you know. The Fiefdoms, 45 models. I think it's the first time he's rocked this. I think he's for once. I'll have to mention this because I think it's the first time I've ever said in a list review that he's got painted before the list review's taken place. Warband 1, Prince Immerhill, Armored Horse, the Lance. He's got 2 knights in there with armored horses, bunch of, well, 4 axemen, 5 knights, 4 men at arms. He's got 4 long the fat, 4 axemen, 4 knights of Dalhamroth, 4 men at arms with him as well, and another 2 knights of Dalhamroth with armored horses. Angbar's in there with 6 clansmen, and Dwinir's in there with 6 Black Root Veil archers. No hobbits this year from Gareth.
No hobbits. He's gone for fiefdoms, bit more killing power, bit more of a standard army, but it's still Gareth at the helm, so
Yeah,
you know that it's fun. It's funny you mentioned his painting actually, because not only has he done that sort of prolific achievement, I'm especially grateful to him and his partner Becca for doing the tokens for this year's event as well.
nice.
So yeah, fantastic efforts from them. Really appreciate it, and
All,
everyone else will, I'm sure.
all while jumping off bonfires and being a general menace.
Did he have
Uh,
a parachute, or did he just go for it for
just
the
well, he
stuff the
says he
landing?
says he says he just creates the crater and just walks off.
200
Uh,
meters.
yeah, unbelievable. Henry Hunt, the Iron Hills. He sounds like a Marvel character. Henry Hunt, the Iron
Yeah, yeah.
Hills. Dane, Lord of the Iron Hills on his board. 2 goats, bunch of dwarves, banners, shields, spears, and 6 crossbow dwarves. He's got a second warband with a captain with wargoat, another 3 wargoat riders, 4 Iron Hills dwarves in it, another 3 dwarves with spear, and another 2 with crossbows, and then just a ballista with 4 lads, the crew. So Iron Hills list with a bit of a ballista love, bit of goat love, bunch of lads with shields and spears, and some crossbows.
Yeah, Ballista making an appearance. Yeah, another excellent fella from Scotland coming over, I believe. And yeah, good to see the Iron Hills represented.
Yep, as always. I am a big fan of the Iron Hills. On to the big lads, Ivan Shane making an appearance. Thranduil's Halls, absolutely love it. And Survivors of Lake Town, love it. Warband 1, Thranduil, bunch of Mirkwood Elves, some Palace Guard in there, Mirkwood Ranger, and a Sentinel. Warband 2's Toriel, again with a bunch of Mirkwood Elves with bows and glaives and a front line of shield guys, 6 and 6. Warband 3, Legolas, 2 Mirkwood Cavalry in with him, and he's got a horse of his own. And then Warband 4, Lake Town Survivor Captain with a shield, so little Might Caddy again, I believe. I ran something kind of similar recently. I'm sure Ivan will pilot it a lot better than what I did. Even a couple of random rangers in there just to be a menace and fill points.
Oh, I think yeah, no, I'm pretty sure Ivan copied your list.
Um,
He's just peeking over your shoulder when you wrote it.
I'll help me
But I
write my
think
list.
he's got an innate ability to sort of read the meta, and I think this is an excellent choice of list for this event. Especially because you've got a lot of Angmar turning up, you've got the Vanquishers around. He's been doing the Rides of Tedden a lot recently,
Yeah,
and so he's pivoted to this one. Both the list and him playing it could do very well.
yeah. No crying and no horse on Thranduil, just on his feet, so getting stuck in.
Yeah,
I haven't used him
yeah.
enough like that myself.
Cheeky 2+ bow shot.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, that's it. That's what I always forget about. I've played them for God knows how long. Jakub. So again, I think I've seen him since your last event. Oh no, he was at mine. He was at my event. Mordor and Dark Denizens of Mirkwood. Witch King of Angmar, some Black Numenorians, 8 of them. 9 Myrnanians, Orc Warrior, Warband 2, Shadow Lord, some Trackers, Warg Rider, Warband 3, Ring Wraith, 4 Black Numenorians, bunch of Orcs, Spears and Shields, and another Warg Rider, and then the Spider Queens threw in with a Bat Swarm. He's 40 models. That'll be a tough list to face, I would say. Anything with a spider in it to me is a tough list. Yes.
Yeah, Jakob's a top player, and this is a list that can do very, very well. It's very competitive. Nasty amount of magic in there, along with
A lot of
the
black
Spider Queen,
ones.
who can, yeah, but the Spider Queen do a lot of damage. Also got the Broodlings for away sort of objective games, and yep, I expect Jakob to do quite well, if
Yeah.
not to win it.
Jimmy Wiggins, Assault on Lothlorien, still keeping Assault on Lothlorien live. Um, Warband 1, Musger, it's just your typical Assault on Lothlorien list, really. Bunch of orcs, some bats. He's got Druzag, some orc captains, orc shamans, a goblin shaman, and a goblin captain. 64 models, so higher on the model count. How many spiders does he have? 3. He's got 2 bats. Yeah, this is a list you know very well.
Yeah, love AOL. Glad to see someone or some people repping it. Actually, he's not alone. He's gone for 6 hero build. No Ashrak. I'm an Ashrak
Yeah.
fan. But yeah, no, Jamie has gotten very good with this. Runs it very reliably, and will be seeking to take home the Articon Masters ticket. So wish him all the best with that.
Definitely.
Good to
Jimmy's a
have
good
him
lad.
over.
He's a top
Oh,
lad. John Foster, another good lad. Another pure Angmar. Witch King coming in again with Gully, Barrow White, and Angmar or Captain, and another Barrow White. We've got 2 Dead Marsh Spectres in there as well, and then just a bunch of Angmar Orc Warriors with the goods.
you've got some of the nicest people coming to this event, bringing some of the most
I know
despicable
what has
lists.
happened. I think he
Yeah,
broke
what
Dunlin
is
last time.
happening,
Yeah.
Calvin Phillips? Like, for
Uh,
heaven's sake. So yeah, John bringing
Calvin Factor.
Angmar. John will be on hand to provide CPR and other related GP related needs. Oh no, sorry, it's on the weekend, so he'll be off for the weekend. But yeah, great to have him down and running Angmar this year, not the Balrogs. So
Just imagine like something down in the floor. He's just like, nah, sorry, not on shift.
not working hours, bring out of
That's
hours.
it.
So
Joseph Tennyson, Minas Tirith. Joseph's another young lad. Did very well the last event he was at, actually. He's brought Minas Tirith with Buzz out, a bunch of tin cans. Some Rangers are chucked in there. He's actually got some Citadel Guard, a couple of Knights as well. Huron the Tall is in with a bunch of tin cans, 2 Knights with him, and 7 Rangers. And Madril's in there, again, with just a bunch of tin cans and a singular Knight. And then an Avenger Bolt Thrower, just for good measure.
yep, I haven't actually met Joseph yet, but he comes from a sort of a dynasty, an MASBG dynasty, in his family. So yeah, it'd be great to have him along, and I hope he can run these guys to good effect. I don't doubt he will. They've been schooled well with them.
Yeah, he's done a fair wee job so far when he's been about in some of the events.
Hmm.
Josh O'Brien, fiefdoms. I always find this is a well-loved army by the Scots, rightfully so. It's just your Imrahil with knights and men-at-arms, 4 long, and the next warband, more men-at-arms, axemen, clansmen, a couple more knights. Einbor, sorry. Again, more men-at-arms, axemen, clansmen, knights. And Dwin here with 10 blackwards. So yeah, just more tasty fiefdoms.
Yep, Josh here knows fiefdoms like the back of his hand. He's over from Scotland, looking to take back some silverware. But he's a very adept, especially adept fiefdoms player.
Yeah,
So good to have him down.
definitely. Kevin, the man himself. So last year's winner, he brought the Dragon Emperor last year, I believe, to
He did.
probably the dismay of many others. This time he's got Minas Tirith and Misty Mountains coming in with his leader as Denethor, 7 guards of the Fountain Court, 6 warriors of Minas Tirith with shield and spear, and a Citadel Guard with longbow, horse, and an axe swap. Warband 2, he's got Bozza. This time he has the banner and a horse with a shield. He's got another 8 guards of Fountain Court and 7 warriors of Minas Tirith. Then he's got 2 Avenger Bolt Throwers and Gwahir. Big wall of Fountain Court. Gwahir doing the dirty. And some of Bolt Throwers just to piss you off. And Denethor
Yeah,
hiding in somewhere.
it's an interesting list. It's a Roman Munting list, I would say. And Kevin is an excellent player, and he'll be looking to defend his title. It's an interesting choice, but you've got good hitting power, good range, and solid troops. So yeah, we'll see how he does.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely an interesting one. Larry, who I believe was here last time as well. He's brought
Larry Joe.
Lara Joe, Salt of Lost Lorien. This time we have Musgar, an Orc Shaman, Orc Captain on Morg, Druzag, Moria Goblin Shaman, again, no Ashrak. We have one Bat Swarm, two Bat Swarms, and three Spiders. And then obviously just all your Warriors.
I think two bat swarms, three spiders tends to be the go-to build
Yeah,
for AOL now. It's what I'm doing. I used to take three bats and love it, but just with the sort of the different way you have to build it now, and for
yeah.
numbers, that's the way forward. So yeah, Larry Joe's prolific player coming over from the Netherlands, along with Kevin and the other fellas. So yep, he'll be grateful that there's no contest of champions this year, which I think did
For
him out
sure.
of a podium, even the top spot last year.
No
He
way.
was running Army of Lake Town, and he got Sauron in contest of champions
Yeah,
with the master. So
that would do it
that's
to
just
you.
unfortunate. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
how events go. Sometimes it completely sucks. So
that's
I'm hoping
exactly
he'll have a more favorable run this year.
it. Then we have Larry Vickers, Pitts Dog Older, Legendary Legion. I find Legendary Legions often kind of are what they say on the tin. It's as on a white warg. Is that a fell warg or 8 fell wargs?
Just the fell warg.
Just fell
Yeah,
warg is the
quite something
points.
like that.
Yeah, good about spears, good about banner, hunters, 10 hunter orcs. Keeper of the dungeon, good about captain with shield, hunter orc captain. So yeah, a few fell wargs, a bunch of good debads, and a sort of chunk of hunter orcs stuck in.
Yep. Larry's another great lad coming from England with the Seven City crew, and really nice player, really nice gent actually, just all round. And Pitstogolder does a bit better at lower points, I think. He's trying it at 800. He's probably used it before at 800, to be fair. Could do well. We'll see how it goes. Hunter Orcs go choppy.
Go chop chop. Luke Hilder, Lothlorien, and Rivendell. This time we have Aristor. He has some Rivendell Knights with him, high elf warriors, with your typical loadouts, the bows, spears, shields, Galadriel's in there with the Galadriel Warrior. Wood Elf Sentinel, always good fun. Galadriel, 3 more Galadriel Warriors with Elf Bow and Spear, 4 Guards of the Galadriel Court, and 6 more Warriors with shields, and a couple of Pajama Elves as well. Warband 3 is Haldir. He's got another couple of Pajama Elves, a couple of Galadriel Warriors with Elf Bow and Spear, and then 4 Guards of the Galadriel Court, and another 5 Warriors with Shield. So mostly Lothlorien list with a bit of Aristor love chucked in with some Rivendell Knights and some Warriors with just your classic what you would expect loadout on them, I guess.
Yep. No, I'm really, really happy to have Luke back. If
I like this
he
list.
were addicted to anything in life, it would be sniffing Arrestor. As in, Arrestor is his drug of choice, I think is the better way to say that.
What a
He
way to
won't
be.
take a list without him.
I commend it. I commend it massively. On to another Lothlorien popular choice, it seems, at the moment. Luke Ravel, top lad. This time comes in with a bit of fellowship mixed up. The Galadriel in there with 11 Wood Elf Warriors, so all Pajama Elves, Spears and Throwing Daggers, 6 Wood Elf Warriors with Throwing Daggers, and another one with Banner and Throwing Daggers and a Spear. He's got Haldir in there with another 12 Pajama Elves. He's with bows. He's got a Wood Elf Captain with again 3 and 4 Spear and Throwing Daggers, and then just Throwing Daggers, and then Legless as well. So he's definitely went for the low defense, fuck load of shooting, sort of side of things in regards to throwing weapons and bows.
Yeah, I was so psyched to get Luke along to this event, and he's topped that by bringing one of probably my favorite armies coming to this event
Yeah,
that I've seen. Is it Pajama Elves, where I think he cowardly went with armor on Legolas, maybe just to use points or something. But
yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
think D5 Legolas is probably the highest in the list, and
yeah.
most things are in D3. So should be really good fun both to play and play against.
Haldir does
Yeah,
have the heavy armor as well. He's copped out there.
but does he?
Uh-huh.
Oh, does
Haldir
he
with
have it
heavy
built
armor.
into his profile? Is it?
Well, no, I think there is a Pajama Haldir, isn't there?
I think that's what he's gone with. Yeah.
It says heavy armor, so don't know.
Um,
But we'll
okay.
see. We'll see. Oh, no, I lie. I'd scrolled up too far. There's 2 Haldirs. There we go.
Yeah, sorry, they're
There
right
you
next
go.
to each other.
Yeah, yeah,
What am I looking
was it Haldir? Haldir, you have at home.
Yes, yeah.
From one legend to another, the Looks, Luke Wilkinson,
Yeah.
Isengard, and go on, lad. He's got Saruman with a bunch of Cantish Kings and Chariot, 2 of them. He's got Frida with some Dunland Warriors with shields, 7 of them. And then he's got a Dunland Chieftain with 9 wild men and another 3 wild men with 2-handed weapons. And then Thryden with 4 Dunland Warriors with shields and another 2 warriors. That is a great list.
Yeah, this is another sort of one I'd be putting money on to get some love when it comes to the favorite army votes. It's pretty cool. Canned and Saruman, yeah, I'm there for that. Candace Kings on chariots are great. I think Luke's also done them up like is it Woad Warriors, sort of ancient
Yeah,
Celt
the
style.
like
So
Braveheart sort of look to it.
yeah,
Yeah,
so looking forward to seeing it in action, but I'm sure he'll have fun with it.
definitely. Mark Capwell, Lothorian, and Halls of Thranduil and Misty Mountains, all looking like very popular choices at the moment. Warband one with the leaders Galadriel, with some Galadriel warriors, some guards of the Galadriel court, some more Galadriel warriors with bows, a sentinels in there, and of course one with the banner. Warband 2 is Legolas. He rocks in with 8 Mirkwood elves, another 5 with bows and glaives, and then 2 cavalry ones, of course, the basic ones of shields. And then Warband 3, just Gwahir the Murder Chicken. So quite a few Gwahir so far, quite a few Lothlorians, a couple of Thranduils all showing up now as well. So yeah, looks like a decent list. I don't think I've met Mark.
Yeah, Mark coming over from Scotland again, good lad, and he's another one of these guys that are newer to the scene, I think, and are pushing for the top spots. So I expect a tight game with him.
Yeah, it looks like a very well put
Good list for it
together
too.
list.
Yeah.
Mark O'Brien, Lothlorien Minas Tirith, yet again, Lothlorien being very popular. Galadriel in a game with, once again, just Galadriel with banner, some guards of the court, Galadriel warrior, wood elf warriors, more Galadriel warriors with shields, and 2 with spear and shield. He's got Rumil in one of Warband on his own. He's got Aragorn, King Alisar with horse with 10 tin cans, 3 rangers with spears, another 3 rangers, and then a knight of Minas Tirith. So 36 models, and yeah, interesting makeup there. Don't think I know him either.
Yeah, Mark over from Scotland as well. I think he's a pal of Conor Kerr's. Yeah, it'd be really good to have him. Great to see, in Chris Baird's absence, King of Lesser getting a run out. Maybe he'll do a bit better than when
Hopefully
Chris runs
so.
him.
Hopefully so.
Maybe he'll clinch Mark the Chris Baird Award. We never know. We'll see.
Yeah,
But
that would
yeah,
be very fitting.
it's a neat mix of Galadriel sort of holding the leader position and Aragorn going around killing things, and
Yeah,
then why not Rumil? Why not
yeah.
indeed?
I mean, a lot of people have a warband so far with one hero in it. It seems to be quite common at the moment.
Hmm.
Marty Metcalf, Rise the Necromancer LL. I played against him with this before. As far as this thing can go, it's actually going to be quite shit to play against, but I actually really enjoy playing against Marty with it. But yeah, it's just what you'd expect. Necromancer, a couple of Abyssal Knights, 8 Castellans, and another Castellan, 8 Castellans, Mortal Blade, and a normal Castellan. So yeah, not too much to say really on the Rise of the Necromancer LL.
Yeah, no. As soon as Marty sent this list, I messaged him back saying, "Thank you for bringing this. This is class."
Yeah,
It's not a list that gets too much of a run out usually.
no,
He's built it in a niche manner too. Love to see the Abyssals there,
yeah.
but just a buttload of Castellans doing some work.
Mhm.
Yeah, see how it goes. It'll be a tough one to face for sure.
Yeah, as I say, I played against them with it, and it was a very fun game. So, Marvin Graff, Assault and Lothlorien. This time we have, let's go through the heroes: Musgar, Druzag, another Goblin Shaman, Orc Shaman, and Captain on Warg. And again, 2 giant spiders this time, and just the 1 bat swarm. So a little bit different.
Two bats
2
once
bat
there. There's
swarms.
one in Beardog as well.
Of course there is. So 2 and 2, and yeah, no Ashrak. So just more assault on LL.
More things that can go 10 inches, but the one to call out here, firstly, Marvin coming over from Germany, really great to have him over. Him and his
Class.
buddy Simon are coming, so yeah, great to welcome them, our first Germans. Um, Marvin is running 8 Warg Marauders. So yeah, not something you
Yeah,
see every day. Could
yeah,
be pretty cool. It's almost one of those lists where you can triple numbers by dismounting everyone with
yeah,
Furies up.
yeah. Right enough. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It can be handy in the objective games. Matty Butler, the man, the myth, the legend, Caradungul, cannot wait to see this. So Caradungul Legendary Legion, Warband 1, Shagrat, and a bunch of Mordor Urukai, 200 maces, shields, and banner. Or bag with a bunch of orc warriors, again, just typical shields and spears, shields, 200 weapons, and another banner. He's got Sheob in there. He's got a Mordor Urukai captain with more Mordor Urukai, focus on the two-handed maces, and Orc Shaman with more orcs with just normal setups, and then just a bog standard orc captain. I believe he has built a display board for this. So interested to see what that looks like.
Yeah, I fear like great to have Matt back. I fear like last year he had the Azog's signal tower, didn't he?
Yeah,
Which was
yeah,
just like
yeah.
a centerpiece. So where does he go from there? Well, he ups the size of the tower to Carathungal. But I do fear this event's going to be overshadowed by the battle between the two titans that are
Yeah,
Matt and Nikki in
yeah.
terms of who bought the best Carathungal
Earthungal
army and the
display
best
board. Yeah,
Carathungal
definitely.
display boards.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both sort of stepping on each other's toes and stealing each other's thunder. So I would expect them both to be heavily competing for the top spots in the
Yeah,
best display board category.
it'll be interesting to see their individual takes on it for sure.
Yeah.
Max Small, Erebor Reclaimed, and Survivors of Lake Town. Love a bit of Dwarven Love. He's basically got most of the champions in here. Thorin, Dwellin, Bifur, Glory, Killy, and Glory. Warband 2 is an Iron Hills captain with two Iron Hills Warriors, then Bilbo in his own in Warband 3. Have to say I love that.
Loving it. I'm so glad Max is making it this year along with Luke Hilder. And yeah, just running something fun, get some champions going. Bilbo running around doing invisible shenanigans. Really good to have him down, and should be a really fun list to go up against. It's one of those, favorite army sort of
Yeah,
contenders,
yeah.
I would imagine.
Be funny if he plays Whitley. Towards in armor versus the ones not in armor.
Uh,
Natalie Pearson, we have another Angmar, we have another Witch King, another Gully, another Barrow White, another Angmar Orc Captain, and again, just a bit of Deadmar Spectre thrown in there for the love, and just a lot of orcs in this one.
Yep, nice to have Natalie coming over. She's been sort of making a name for herself in the English scene, sort of one of the newer
Cool.
people doing so. Certainly very competitively adept and bringing a list that will back that up. So yeah, look out for Gully shenanigans. Can do
Indeed,
some damage.
indeed. Gonna be a lot of Gully on Gully this event, I think.
There could be, yeah.
And then the man himself, Niall Woods, assault upon Helm's Deep. Probably no ballistas in this if I know him well. No, he has a Urukai captain, a bunch of Urukai warriors, with what you'd expect: shields, pikes, banners. 5 berserkers are in there. He's brought the demo team because why the fuck not? That's Niall. Blows himself up to win spot prizes. He's done it before. Again, another Urukai captain warband with a bunch of love with demolitions, 5 berserkers, and all what you'd expect. And then he does have 2 ballistas. Niall's one that will just be out for pure banter and pure destruction. So
Oh, yeah, it's such a lovely game, but it's just continuing the theme of these absolutely gent players bringing awful, horrible
yeah,
lists.
yeah.
But they'll find a way to have fun with it and
I've
make it
never
fun
seen
for
Niall
people.
not.
So
He's even got
yeah,
dice that'll absolutely wreck your army. The big heavy freaking gold ones. But yeah, love to see him. Love to see the list. Absolutely great, and just good to see he's actually brought some ballistas with it this time. Not that he'll roll well with them. He knows that as well as we do. Then on to Nick. Our good friend Nick, Defenders of Helm's Deep. Legendary Legion, I assume. So Theoden, some Galactic Warriors, some Royal Guard, some Warriors Rohan. Gimli's in there with an Elven Cloak, 5 Warriors Rohan with him, legless, 4 Galactic Warriors, and Ganling with a banner. He comes in with 4 Galactic Warriors and 6 Warriors Rohan. And Aldor, of course, Aldor with a bow. 41 models. It's a good list. We know that's a good list. I don't know if I've seen Nick run it before. He has, yeah, he's
yeah.
got those really nice Rivendell looking models, I'm pretty sure. So
That's what I was going to mention. It's a good list. It's got a good pilot. But he's going out for like the theme and the look of the army. Because he's got, when the elves walk in to Helm's Deep in the movies,
with the
obviously.
cloaks, yeah, it's
Yeah,
great.
they've got they're cowled and they've got their cloaks on. So he's got those sculpts, and it really looks the part. So
Yeah,
it'd be very nice army to look at.
well, definitely will. Not a bad list at all. So from one display board, we jump to the next display board shortly after. Of course, Butler. So Nikki, yeah, another Kerith Tungal LL, again, Shaggers, Gorbag, Mordor Urix, Mordor Uruk Captain, or Captain with Shield, another Orc Captain with Shield in his own, and Shield on their own. And again, just a bunch of Mordor Urukai and Orc Warriors with what you would expect. and the other display board that we're expecting to see in the war of display boards.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm expecting amazing, especially from Nikki, whose work I know well. And Nikki is responsible for the lovely best favorite opponent trophies. The Berserker you were looking
Yeah,
at earlier, Connor and all. So yeah, he's a really talented painter and creator. He breathes it,
yeah. He is
and
our Smith.
yeah,
Our
he is
Smith, and
indeed.
his house is a display board. He's a
Yeah,
top lad. Oliver Gunson,
yeah.
Easterlings and Varys of Cand. Love to see this. Rutabi with some Eastern Cataphracts and Warriors, some Dragon Cult guys, and some Eastern Warriors with pikes and whatnot. He's got Easterling Captain there with some more Dragon Cult, some more Eastern Warriors. He's got Brogir with more Warriors. He's got 2 Candish Chiefs with Chariots. Like to see it.
Yeah, two more Khan charioteers. This time they're chieftains, though, mixed in with a list. It's a historical alliance. It's one you don't often see. Actually, really cool, really innovative. Actually, and a good list to see. And the pleasure of meeting and playing Ollie earlier this year, and I'm very glad he's making the effort to come up from down south to attend this one. So yeah, we'll see how
Yeah,
he does. Very
yeah.
adept.
It's good to see more Chariots and more of this than we would expect.
Yeah.
Paddy McCormick. Haven't seen Paddy in a while. Another man from around Gar's neck of the woods. Another person Brocky Fiefton's in Ministereth, and another good player. So typical Prince Emerald sort of Knights Clansmen. Axemen, Men at Arms, Blackroot Vale Archers. He's got 4 along the fat in there with some more Clansmen, Axemen, and Men at Arms. He's got a Captain of Dol Amroth on Armored Horse with some Blackroot Vale Archers, and he's got Erlas, Captain of the Guard, 6 Guard of the Fighting Court, and a Knight of Minas Tirith. 46 models strong, 11 might, 8 bows.
Yep, I feel like this podcast vlog, however you would term it, you young people, could be summed up by you saying I haven't seen this person in a while, and me saying they're a lovely person. Cut to their list. But yes, Paddy brings with him. He's a lovely painted fiefdoms list, so he does, and obviously has all the tools and smarts at his disposal to run it well as well. So it'd be nice to see it again, and I'm sure he'll pick up a lot of best painted votes too.
Yep, he's always a contender for it. Pete Best, Riders of Elmer LL, another Rohan or mounted focus list. He's got Elmer in there with a bunch of riders. He's got Gandalf the White and Shadowfax with some riders. He's got a mounted captain of Rohan. He's got another mounted captain of Rohan, and he's got a mounted Erkenbrand, all with some riders. Yeah, it's a cool one to see. Gandalf on the white, a lot of points, but it's good to see him rocking about.
It's a very interesting list choice. It's not one you often see. It's often much maligned, actually, in terms of its potency.
Mhm.
I think it's very cool. I'm so excited that Pete is bringing this, and we'll see how he does with it. But yeah, right, Rides of Airmare. It's an interesting one. If he can do well with it, no better man to try and do that anyway.
Yeah,
But the sort of the shade effect Gandalf can do once a game, I've never seen put into practice.
yeah.
So yeah, it'd be neat. Very, very fond of Pete. He's the sort of guy who would sort of go on a game show and talk about how he loves MESPG a lot. And yeah, be good to have him over running it.
Excellent. Peter Fenton. So Kingdom of Moria. A list that he is quite familiar with by now, I think. Balin the Dwarf, King Moria. I'm not sure how much he's actually played this year. I know he's been painting it for a while. So he's got a bunch of dwarves in there. So Rangers, Warriors, 3 Celtic Guard. He's got Gimli with 4 Iron Guard and some Rangers. He's got Floy with more Rangers, and he's got a King's Champion with 2 Vault Warden guys and 2 Celtic Guard and some more dwarf warriors. 42, 43 models, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Funny it doesn't actually say that, but yes. No, Pete, I think he's an affinity for the mountains, 'cause I'm pretty sure he also plays Moria, doesn't he, when he's running Evil?
He yeah.
And he's been kind enough to bring Floy. Somebody had to, I suppose, So hopefully he's merciful with him. But yeah, no, really great to have Pete back, and he's the mini Dave Reed for this event.
Yeah, fly
So
and
I'm sure
fly,
Dave will be watching his exploits with interest.
definitely. Roman, on to our last vanquishers list, I think.
Thankfully,
Um,
yes.
yeah, so not much to say on that, but Roman, it will be good to see you again. He was at the last one. I can't remember what he brought the last one. Do you? Bears?
Uh, Host of the Dragon Emperor.
Sorry.
So Roman is a very good up and coming MESBG player. He came to the Nations Cup there, repped with a similar list to what Kevin's running, albeit he was sort of bolt throwers and Minas Tirith mainly.
Mhm.
Maybe had some fiefdoms, but he's pivoted to vanquishers. It's an interesting choice. I think he just wants to try it, see what the crack is, and maybe he's had some practice games and sort of figured out how best to use them. But interesting challenge for him, and he's a man that's more than up to the task. So yeah.
Definitely, definitely. Definitely a lot of chance of running into the vanquishers for most people. Samuel Fay, another top lad, Mordor and the Easterlings. He's got a camel
Now,
on armored
Con-
fell based.
Connor, you can't introduce this list without first humming the Jurassic Park theme. I'm not going to attempt it, but that is the theme for this list.
Yeah, three great
Yep.
beasts. Fucking it's again another nice guy bringing absolute filth.
This like I am biased because as soon as I saw this list, I fell in love with it. But it is probably like this has to be a contender for favorite
I
army, like a
mean,
top.
camel on armored
Um,
fell base with 8 British war drakes is enough to make it.
I've
It's
never,
like,
never seen them in action. He's bringing Camul. He's a bit of a warrior wraith. He's given him the armored fell beast because why wouldn't you? He's done the whole list as a sort of Jurassic Park theme. So I think he's got the great beasts as like Stegosaurus, maybe, or Stegosauri. He's got wee dinosaurs to represent the Runish war drakes. It's actually it's funny. It's a list that's got some potency, oddly enough.
yeah, I'm right.
Like great beasts can do a job, and you got all
All
the
right.
archers on top, but. I don't know. I certainly hope people enjoy seeing this one, enjoy playing it, and well done, Sam, for coming up with this.
Okay.
I absolutely love it.
It'll be a very fun list to pilot, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
On to our I was going to say our very own, but he's not really our very own. We've stolen him, but Sean's Brill.
Oh,
Stole
we'll
him from the
claim him.
Scots. We'll claim him by
Good
this
old
stage. He
Sam.
is ours. Bjornings and Lothorian and the Fellowship. He's got Grimbjorn with 10 Bjornings. Haldir's in there in the second warband with some Sentinels, some Pajama Elves, and some Guard of the Gladstone Court. And then Strider with a bow and armor on horse. Always brings an interesting list as well. He doesn't like to have too many numbers. That's a lot of models for Sean.
But they're all very potent,
Yeah.
and I think I kind of have to insist that Sean prints out his army list and does something with the display because he sent me in a really beautiful list and there is a definite theme to it. I am struggling to remember the names, so I don't want to do them a disservice by not doing them justice and saying them. But yeah, keep an eye out for it because not only is he a great painter, but he's got a unique mind for coming up with cool lists.
Yeah.
And here's one of them. So yeah,
Yeah.
another favorite army contender, I reckon.
Yeah. I always mention it, but I just love his Crabagast model. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, it's classic, isn't it?
And Shen. Um, is there two people? What's the
So his name I believe is pronounced Chanol,
okay.
but he'll go by Shen. He
Fair.
says for ease. If you can't pronounce Chanol, come on, like. But yeah, yes, go ahead if you want to introduce the army.
Well, we have Corsairs with some Serpent Ward. So he has brought a nasty little mix. We've got Dalamir, he's got some Black Numenorians in there, 6 of them, and then a bunch of pirates, a bunch of pirates with our blasters. He's got a warband with a Corsair captain, some more Black Nuns, and again some more of the same pirates, and more with our blasters, and then Sul'Nadan on armored horse with some Serpent Riders, some Haradrim warriors, and Raza with some Abracum guard and some more Haradrim warriors. A lot of Black Nuns, 10 our blasters, and Sul'Nadan. It's a nasty list. It's a good list.
Yeah, a lot of shooting, and a lot of numbers, so it can certainly do some damage. I believe when Jim was telling me about this, or Chanel was telling me about this, it was he was saying he's sort of upscaled a 600 point list, so he's seen how it works at 800. But I know I had the pleasure of meeting him at the GP earlier this year. Really grateful that he's coming over from England for the event.
Yeah.
And yeah, looking forward to seeing how he does.
Yeah, it's a badass list. Can't wait to meet him. Shane Carville Moore. There's so many guys in this I haven't yet met, so it's going to be a really good event.
You'll know Shane
I
as
know
soon as you meet
Shane,
him.
but I just I
He's a
know
character.
Shane, but I think I do. Yeah, Lothlorien and Rohan. Again, very popular. We've got our Galadriel warband with our Guard of the Galadriel Court. A lot of gem hells again in this one. Warband 2 is Theoden. He's got some warriors Rohan, a Royal Guard, some more warriors Rohan, some Outriders. And then Dernhelm in the third one with some more Riders of Rohan and Outriders. And then Warband 4, Captain Rohan, 9 warriors with shield and 3 with bow. Yeah. So just a lot of Galadriel love at the event, as expected. But
Yeah, I think as
also a
soon
lot
as
of the
you remove
Jamels.
contest, yes, yeah. No, when you remove contest, you get it's an instant in for a very survivable leader who also brings a lot to a list. Shane's a very good player. I believe he hails from Lurgan, actually, although he's living in England. So great to have him coming over. Met him in Articon last year. He's well up for a good game tonight in the evening. And yeah, it's an interesting sort of range of units on display in this list, actually. So whilst it is on one hand a bog standard Lothlorien, Rohan, Green Alliance, he's got those Outriders. He's got a lot of warriors in there. A captain of Rohan as well, on horse in this case, and yeah, backed up by some good fight value and also pajama elves. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Good
neat
to see the
combination.
Outriders. Outriders are cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of Jamels. Seems to be another bit of a theme going on. So
They're great
um
to see. You never see them, honestly. I can't remember the last time I saw a wood elf in an event, and now you've got a ton of them at this point.
yeah, yeah. Silbun, Erebor Reclaimed. Love it. Thorn Oaken Shield, bunch of Iron Hills. Iron Hills Captain with Wargoat, a bunch more Iron Hills, some with crossbows, and Dwellin with a bunch more Iron Hills, some with crossbows. So we've got like 12 crossbows there. Big chunk of Dwarves, Thorn, Dwellin, Wrecking shit. Like it.
Yeah, you've got hitting power, you've got high defense, you've got very good numbers, especially with dwarves. I mean, like I think Sill's put together a very solid list. He's another one of our friends from the Netherlands coming over, and yeah, I look forward to seeing how he does.
Yep, definitely. Hard not to love dwarves. Simon Kessler, Army Lake Town and Thorns Company, leader in the Master of Lake Town. He's got a bunch of Lake Town Guard. We've got Braga in the next one with some more Lake Town Guard. We've got Alfred in the next one with some more Lake Town Guard. And we have a Lake Town Guard captain with some more Lake Town Guard. And Warband 5, just Dwellin, Biffer, Bilbo on Pony, Glowing and Nori. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, nice mix. I'm a fan of Bomber and the Army of Lake Town lists, but I'm sure Simon's sort of well accomplished in terms of how he runs this sort of alliance. It's an alliance I love. An interesting sort of mix of them. You got Bilbo on Pony, I think maybe the only pony at the event. Yeah, and Simon being good enough to come all the way from Germany to attend this event. We're looking forward to hosting him, and we'll see
Yep,
how he does with this.
definitely. It's good to have so many people from so many different places coming.
Yeah.
And then from one fairy to another, Stephen, he's just brought pure Lothlorien. Absolute lad. Love it. Galadriel, just got some Galadriel Court, some warriors, the needed banner. He's got a Galadriel Knight in there as well. Love it. Wood Elf Sentinel. Warband 2, he's brought Celeborn. This is very similar to one that I was writing actually. 2 guards of
Yeah.
Galadriel Court, 1 Wood Elf Sentinel, 4 Galadriel Warriors, some more warriors with bows and another knight. And then he's got Haldir in there. Again with another Sentinel, some Galadriel Warriors, a Knight, Wood Elf Warriors, some more Galadriel Warriors, and another Pajama. So yeah, good mix of pajamas. Very just literally everything you could really put into a Lothlorien list, bar the other heroes.
Yeah. Lovely range of units in there. Stephen is an absolute gentleman, a lovely player to play against. And yeah, running something a bit different this year with Lothlorien, but good to see, and should be a very fun game to have with him. So yeah.
Yeah, if I had got my Lothlorien ready in time, I would have ran something probably very similar to this because I wanted to do the whole Galadriel Caliban. shebang, whether to Kildare or not. That's probably the one thing I might have differed on. Stephen Tennyson, another good lad. Airborne reclaimed again, matching it with a good army. We've got Thorin, again with a bunch of dwarves. We've got a goat rider in there and a couple of crossbows. We've got Dwellin. Again, he's got a goat rider in there and a couple of crossbows and a bunch of dwarves. And then we've got Glowing, again with a goat rider, a few crossbows and a bunch of dwarves. Stephen is Joseph's dad, I believe. Hasn't he?
Or Joseph Stevens' dad. I get confused, but it's one way or the other.
Stephen's definitely is that. Yeah.
I'm sure.
The
No,
dynasty.
Stephen used to come to events a while back. I think he's been getting into the scene more again recently. So it's he was a sort of OG IHL guy. Great to have him back in the game. I think he and his wife designed the IHL logo we tidbit for
Oh,
you,
cool.
which has decorated many of our dice over the years.
Indeed.
So great to have him coming back. Really great to have him involved, bringing his son along too. And yeah, a very solid dwarven list here.
Yeah,
Very
definitely.
solid.
That's class. Yeah, it's really good to know. Stephen's a good lad. I've played him a couple of times now.
Uh,
Speaking of good lads,
oh,
Stevie McChrystal, he's bringing Depths of Moria. Again, sort of what you would expect. He's got the Balrog in there, a shitload of goblins, a drum, some Black Shield shamans, and a captain. But couldn't be with a nicer person.
yeah, I'm thrilled Stevie's coming and he's bringing a list that he's been running in and out the last while, getting to grips with it, and yet he will give you the best crack game.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
without
So
fail.
looking forward to seeing him.
Yeah, a lot of time for our Stevie. We have Tim Hazekamp, another Angmar list. I've lost count of how many we have. We've got the Witch King, we've got a Shade in this one, and then we've got an Orc Captain with Ward and Shield. We have a few Wild Wargs, we have a Deadmarsh, well, 3 Deadmarsh Spectres, and then just a bunch of Orcs. Oh, and of course Gullivar.
Yeah, no Angmar list apparently compete
Yeah,
without Gullivar.
no,
But nice to see. Well, not nice to see. It's an absolute whole of a unit. But the Shade making an appearance. It's started to make a
yeah,
bit of a resurgence now across tournaments, and I think this is potentially the only one at this event.
yeah.
And maybe a
Haven't
lot of
seen it
people will
yet.
be breathing a sigh of relief because of that.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, Tim, I think or does the podcast with Kevin over in the Netherlands. So great to have him
right, cool,
over.
cool. That is.
Yeah.
No birders, I don't think, in all of the Angmar lists.
Not that I've
Normally
seen
we do
yet.
get a birder.
Yeah.
Another person flying the Dwarven flag, Tim Spears, Kingdom of Khazad-dûm. It's the Durin list with 6 Hearthguard, bunch of Dwarf Warriors, a banner. He's got a King's Champion in there with more Dwarf Warriors, some Iron Guard, and some Rangers. Then he's got a Dwarf King with Thorn Axes, again with some Iron Guard and a Ranger. And he's throwing a Ballista for the crack. Tim, again, top lad, really good person to play. Always really fun games. Always really close games, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to see him back.
It's great to have him along. I say that about anyone at this tournament, but no, I'm quite psyched that Tim's coming. I think I had the pleasure of playing him at Mike Wilson's Fantasy Fellowship event, was
Right.
it? And
I
we
don't
had
think I made it. I did make it. I did. Did I?
did you? Yeah.
I honestly can't remember at this point. I've done that much stuff this year. And it's just completely.
Wedding every weekend,
Yeah,
Connor.
more or less. Yeah.
But
It hurts to be
no,
popular.
I think if it was, I hope I'm remembering the right game. I think I am. Tim and I played quite similar lists, and when the game finished up quite quickly, we decided to just put our lists in a line against their opposite number. So my build will be his ring bearer and so
Yeah.
on, and like Dwell and all that sort of stuff, and let them all fight it out 1-on-1, which was quite
Yeah.
fun to do. So yes, he's also repping the sort of Dave Reed flag here with the
Yeah.
dwarves, with the Khazad-dûm this time with Durin,
Yeah.
and yeah, I hope he has fun and
Definitely.
cuts some people at the knees with those axes.
Definitely.
Oh, and a wee ballista in there actually too.
Yeah, and a tasty little
Don't
Ballista.
often see them. Yeah,
I did.
bit of
I'm pretty sure I did actually miss that event. The more I think about it, because I know it was one I really wanted to go to. Tom, he was there last year. He's a top lad. I haven't seen him in a while. He's
absolute
brought
crack.
Pure Isengard list again. Great to see. Saruman, a bunch of Uruk-hai warriors. He's got Grima in there, obviously. A Huskarl, a Berserker, and a Carbian. Got Vrasky, we gave with a bunch of Urukai warriors and scouts. He's got 6 wild men and a Caribbean in with him. And then he's got Grulof with a Berserker, 10 Urukai warriors, and again a Caribbean. Tom knows what he's doing, also knows how to build a list with a bit of crack around it. So I'm sure that'll be a good game for anyone that plays him.
Tom's top crack, and I'm so glad he's coming back. He's making it over again from sunny Yorkshire. He lives and breathes Isengard. He's potentially, I think, the only person repping Grima at this event. But don't worry, he runs him kindly and well as well. And really glad he's coming. And just a standard Tom list, to be honest with you. Very potent and a really good fun game.
Yeah. Down to Will Champion, Moria. Pure Moria, leader in Durbars. He's got a Bat Swarm and a bunch of Goblin Warriors with a Prowler and, of course, a Drum. He's got Groblog with another Bat Swarm and another bunch of Goblin Warriors with another Prowler. Warband 3, he's got a Goblin Shaman with another bunch of Goblin Warriors and a couple of Prowlers. And in Warband 4, another Black Shield Shaman with another Prowler and a bunch of Warriors, and another Black Shield Shaman with same thing, Prowler, bunch of Warriors, and a third Black Shield Shaman with a Prowler and a bunch of Warriors, and a fourth Black Shield Shaman with a Prowler and a bunch of Warriors. A lot of Shamans kicking about. In this list alone, never mind the rest of the event. Will, again, very astute player. So I'm sure he'll run this list very well. I love to see a lot of goblins though. It's hard not to love a lot of goblins.
It is cool. I mean, it's certainly a different list. It's probably another tip for me for one of the favorite army contenders. I mean, when do you ever see 4 Black Shield Shaman in a list together alongside a normal one?
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen that. It's absolute class, but also, especially in his hands, certainly very potent. I mean, Will is sort of the archetype of what you want from a competitive gamer, in that he's very able. He's somewhat obviously a legend on our scene, and yet he is an exceptionally friendly game. And he'll be doing that even with a wee injury that he's carrying at the moment. So if you're playing Will, please do look after him and make sure he's comfortable. But I'm really glad he's making the effort and the journey to come over. Along with the 7 City pals, and I hope he has a great time. And this is the sort of the new list that he's running, the new sort of Will breed, and we'll see how it does on the scene. But there'll be a lot of naked heroes that'll be going up against, and absolutely no banners, to say the least. And probably more than one Earthquake hero there.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's gonna be quite funny to see some of the absolutely massive lists coming up with the likes of the Vanquishers and stuff. So but yeah, that's the last of the lot. So quite the heap they've got through, all 76 or so. And quite a few interesting ones. A lot of Angmar, a lot of Lothlorien, a lot of Shamans,
a lot of Minas Tirith,
a lot of Fiefdoms.
A lot of Black Shield Shamans. But 4 Vanquishers, probably. We just hope those players will be somewhat merciful with their opponents and make the games fun. But
I just pray for the Champions versus Thorns company. I think that's what needs to happen as far as I'm concerned. It's kind of hard to pick with this many people. It's almost impossible really to pick who you even think would win, but there's definitely quite a few contenders in there. And then obviously there's Flag Wars and everything as well. So it's set up to be quite the weekend, I would say. I
hope so. I mean, you look. It's primarily this is the Articon. It's the Northern Irish Open. It's a GBHL 100, IHL 100. It's got big points on offer, and with that, you have some of the sort of the UK and Ireland and even the world's top GBHL players coming over to fight it out for those top spots. But at the same time, I'm really looking forward to seeing the battle for best painted army, best painted model, best display board, and obviously the themed awards, and then favorite opponent. Like, there's something for everyone here, and there'll be competitions across the board, and there's something to win for everyone, and if you'll allow me a little self-indulgence, Connor, I'm just going to give a shout out to my partner and me, who's spent a lot of time putting effort into the goodie bags for people and making them more than just a brown paper bag with some stuff in it. There's a lot of love injected into them now and creativity. So looking forward to distributing them to everyone who's coming. I'm very grateful to her for that.
Yeah, I think we they were on the Facebook page as well. There's a picture of how they look, and they're really cool.
Yeah, she's done everyone's names in like Tolkien writing,
It's
and then she's
unbelievable.
made these ceramic shamrocks again, and they'll be nicely wrapped, I think, and so on. So
Yeah, excellent.
yeah,
Always look forward to your goodie bags, I have to say, at the tournaments. It's always a little added nicely to have. So yeah, big shout out to the event as well, because I know from last year that they're absolutely class hosts. So yeah,
yeah, Mark and the team, Mark are just brilliant, and he'll be around this year again, which is great. Just very grateful. What a venue, and
yeah,
I'm trying the expansion this year. So obviously, it's lovely to welcome so many more players. One of the highlights of last year was the amount of room people had. I've tried not to compromise that too much this year, despite going up by 10 tables or whatever.
yeah,
So we shall see. Got a bit of additional room that I found to stick people in. But yes, we'll try to keep it comfortable for people too. So
yeah.
welcome feedback on anything, of course. But
It'll
yeah.
be good regardless, I'm sure. With pints and the food being so accessible, and like the fact that you've got a big outside bit and everything, you've got all the big windows. It's just such a welcoming sort of place to be, rather than in a big locked-in warehouse that I'm sure a lot of us are very used to with this sort of thing. So, um,
Yeah, I mean, look, I hope the weather stays at least somewhat clement, just to allow, people to enjoy the outside. But
yeah,
the Saturday night, I'm hoping people will bring card games, board games, bring their sociable self to sort of sit around, drink, order food in, and meet new people, have the crack with old friends, and
yeah,
just having really nice social time. That's my plan for Saturday anyway, and I
yeah.
hope people will join me in doing that.
Yeah, it was really good last year. I mean, even if the weather's bad, you still have the windows and the nice view. Like if you're someone like me, when the rain's absolutely smashing the window, sometimes it makes you just nice and cozy anyway. But it's good to be able to see it. But yeah, it'll be really good. Be great to see everybody there. We'll see who is crowned the new winner, and of the several awards. Big shout out to Nikki as well for providing some of those. And then whatever
Uh,
you're providing, big shout out to yourself for running the event.
Oh,
Um,
good.
so
Connor, it only happens and happens to maybe the level it does because so many people from the community get involved and help and are just so kind, be it lending Dave Murphy lending his computer. There's plenty of people lending mats and terrain, including your good self, you doing this podcast, people traveling over for it. Like I always start the event by saying thank you to a lot of people who helped the event happen. And I just hope that people will have a great experience at it and know that it's an event that the community has pulled together, and that's the strength of the community. And I would be remiss not to mention, although I'd love to keep him, that there is a Smaug to give away as well at the end of the event.
no,
He seems to be
just to
forgotten
say,
in with everything there,
yeah,
but yes,
yeah,
every entrant gets a chance at winning the
yeah,
Smaug. So yeah,
unreal, unreal. It's just one of those extra great things. Like, um, but yeah, it'll be a highlight of the year, I'm sure, as it was last year. So, as far as events are
that'd be
concerned,
nice.
certainly. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure reading them all out. Thanks very much for joining me, Michael. Let us do it. And
Thank you.
we hope to see you all there on the weekend for some dice rolling and some paints. So
Yeah.
yeah, take care.